So this is an update. I thought I'd come outside just because it's more pleasant to have something to look at. Most of the girls are inside laying their eggs, so it's the boys out here and the little ones. I just wanted an update on my situation for anyone who cares. I don't think I've spoken about this, but now, do you see what's happening? Isn't this interesting? I don't think I have spoken about this, but I have posted about it. There are implants in my body that were put there without my permission and without my knowledge, actually, and I don't know how they got there. I had a scan done, that's how I know that they're there, and according to the scan report, they emit a frequency that is used for medical experimentation. So when I explain that I'm a human trafficking victim, this is what I'm explaining. I am being used. See, every time, right? I am being used for human experimentation without my consent, okay? That is a crime against humanity, and it also violates the Nuremberg Code. Now, if you don't know what that is, I would look it up, because these are war crimes, essentially, and the Nuremberg trials happened after the Second World War, and they were trying the Nazis who were doing illegal experiments on the Jews in the concentration camps, okay? Now, okay. You see, I stopped the tape for a while, and then as soon as I start it again, he starts again. I don't think this is coincidence. I don't think it can possibly be. So what I'm dealing with is I am being hit with directed energy weapons of different kinds. You'll see my posts on Facebook talk about ELFs, that's extremely low frequency weapons. But there are other kinds as well. There are many different kinds. I've done a video about it, and you can go and listen to that if you are interested. They can cause all kinds of effects to happen to me with these devices, which are, by the way, patented. You can find them in the United States Patent Office. I'm not making this up. They really do exist, and they're not even new. Some of the patents that I looked at go back all the way to the 1960s. I think there's even older ones that go back to the 1940s. Okay. Recently, the effects that they've been giving me, they give me very extreme exhaustion. It seems to me that it's always when I have something important to do, but it's so extreme that I have to just go and lie down and go to sleep. And I've literally just woken up now from one of those sleeps. So I really felt that this was an important thing to say. I think I need to explain what I'm up against here, okay? This isn't my fault. I know that my traffickers, who are, by the way, connected to a mental health service in the UK, they tell people all kinds of things. Some of the things I've heard that they've told people is that I have anger management issues, and that they're supposedly helping me with anger management issues. Okay, that's a complete lie. Okay, I've never been diagnosed with that in my life, but it seems to be that they're kind of pretending that the treatment for anger management issues is to constantly provoke the person. I mean, seriously, if I did have anger management issues, that would be a recipe for disaster, especially if I had a gun, all right? Just saying. So these people are not doing anything good. I need to clarify, because many gang stalkers are actually told that it's the targeted individuals that are the bad guys and they're the good guys, all right? And here's the thing, they obviously have connections to the police. They're telling the police that. In 2 different states, I have been taken to... Actually, wait 1 sec. No, I was going to get something wrong. You see how perfectly timed it is? That cannot possibly be coincidental. So what I'm saying is that in 2 different counties in the state of Texas, in Live Oak County, I've spoken about this, okay? They tried to have me put into mental hospital, basically, and both times they tried that, the nurses at the hospital let me go. They said they realized that I don't have mental health issues, okay? But in Galveston, when I reported to the police about gang stalking, they arrested me illegally, obviously, because I was the one reporting the crime, and they took me to a mental health facility. It was a ward in a hospital, and it was on the mainland. I think it was actually called Mainland something. My memory has been wiped, okay, of certain things, and that's one of them. But somewhere I have the report that they wrote, okay. They gave me fake diagnoses, This is criminal. These are federal crimes, okay? These very serious federal crimes. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to update. Oh, there's a beautiful little bird in that tree. Oh. I've had, what do you call these? A red cardinal that comes to eat these. It's some kind of little berry. I can't remember what it's called, but I looked it up, and it's not poisonous. As long as it's, properly mature, it's not poisonous. And they eat those. And my hens eat them as well. But what I wanted to talk about is just to update on my situation. I know that I sound calm, but I assure you I am not, okay? One of the effects that they have on me is that it's like they've got a block on all my emotions, and I can't actually express myself the way I naturally would. And normally I'm a very emotional person, okay? And, I sound like, I don't know, I sound like some school mistress, don't I? I don't sound normal. I don't sound normal at all. I don't sound normal even to myself, all right? But I'm also trying to speak slowly and clearly, because I don't want to be misunderstood as well. So what I'm dealing with is that it's very, very hot. I don't have running water, and I don't have electricity. I have some of these little fans that I showed you the other day. That one of them I leave in the where the hens sleep, because it can get very, very hot at night and it's unbearable for them. I am having to change my clothes a few times a day, because they're just sopping wet. Okay. Also, the house needed fixing, and I've been ostracized, so I wasn't even when I did have money, I couldn't have it fixed. And there are holes where rodents get in, and obviously I chased the cats away. So now there's more rodents. But the thing is that the cats that were here didn't chase mice, they chased birds. And actually I caught one of them, and that cat still hangs around, but that one I actually caught hunting my little baby chicks when they were tiny. Okay, so that really made my decision. Okay, I'm not going to have, it's not going to be a sanctuary for cats. And actually I've changed the name as well. It's not a sanctuary at all. You may have noticed I've just put the animals in my yard. That's it. Again, my throat is being affected. That's why I've stopped the recording, so that I could clear my throat. And I've explained that before. So I really am having a very big problem with mice and even rats, actually. And I can't even call a service, even if I wanted to, even if I had the money to, because I'm ostracized. Not only that, I'm very, very, very traumatized. Okay, I can't speak on the phone anymore. That's also why I couldn't go into a store, even if there was one close enough. That there isn't, by the way, there isn't. I really need a vehicle to get to a store, because there isn't one close enough. But even if there was, I couldn't, because I'd be too, everywhere I've been in this town, they do this torture to me, where they're mimicking me, and they're doing these triggers. It's a form of torture called exploitation of phobias. Now, I believe what's happening is that the traffickers are basically painting this as if being traumatized by this torture is some kind of mental illness, and of course it isn't. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of crime, is what's happening here. I'm going to close this, because I'm going to close this recording, and I may do a second part.